It's a Friday, which means it's time for Friday fun. And I know that you all have fun grilling the priest. I thought it might be time to grill not one seminarian, but two. And maybe facciamo un italiano. We've got two of our seminarians in exile. Actually, they're in reverse exile. We shipped them off to Rome because we didn't know what to do with them here. And we sent them off there hoping maybe the Pope would have a good influence on them. They were studying there at a Pontifical University, my alma mater. And then all of this broke out. And of course, you know, Italy was one of the hardest hit places after China. And so they were sent back to us, and they've been doing their studies from afar, meaning here at home for the university in Rome. So I'd like to introduce you to Ryan Glazer and Jacob Horniker from the Pontifical North American College, both seminarians for our diocese. Welcome.
Good morning.
Benvenuti, as they say in Italy. So, what does it feel like to be back home?
It's certainly been a little surprising. At first, when all of the coronavirus news was breaking in Rome, the North American College was hoping to have us stay there for as long as possible. So we had gone that way for a couple of weeks. We were doing classes online at the North American College. We had, about 11 acres of property to walk around on, so we didn't actually feel that trapped. But as the situation continued to get worse and worse, all of a sudden one day they're like, all right, you have to be out by the end of the week. So that's when the rest of us had come home. So yeah, it's very unexpected, and I was supposed to be home this summer in the first place anyway. So yeah, it's kind of strange coming back to a Minnesota winter in April and just kind of having to endure that again. So
you get a free pass. I didn't remember this. But the first year students at the North American College don't get to come home for the first summer. They go 2 full years without seeing home. And then they get to come home. It's to kind of break them of their homesickness and toughen them up. But you didn't even get a whole year away from home. My goodness.
Not
All
yet.
right. Jacob, tell us, what does it feel like to be home?
I'm actually a second year, so I've had quite a bit longer away from Minnesota, and so I'm actually very, very happy to be back. It's been a great blessing to be able to be here, see things that are familiar, like baseball fields and family, and it's been a much calmer life in some ways, since we're just 6 guys in a house instead of 200 guys in a giant building walking 40 minutes to class every day. It's much more peaceful and tranquil, and I've been really appreciative of that.
Jacob's so happy to be home that on the 8th of May, he's got a jacket on inside because there's a frost warning. That's Minnesota for you. You're not in Rome anymore, Jacob. So, Ryan, tell me, what do you miss about Rome?
Well, definitely the weather for one. It was probably low 70s when we were in March when we were leaving, so it was nice just to be able to be outside and stuff. We weren't feeling trapped, but especially just kind of missing all the brother seminarians I've gotten to know the past 7-8 months now. We kind of have all been split up all over the world. Some guys returned to Australia, some of my friends from all over the United States. So yeah, just kind of, we're still in contact, we're still texting each other and whatnot, but yeah, just kind of, missing that bigger sense of community, I think.
There is a beautiful brotherhood in the seminary. Mm-hmm. And for those of you that don't know, the North American College actually does have seminarians from Canada and Australia as well as from the United States. Jacob, anything in particular you're missing? Your favorite gelato shop in Rome or anything like that?
Well, not quite that. Actually, mostly gelato in Rome when other people come to visit. So if you come to visit, maybe we'll get gelato. But the 2 things to add to what Ryan said that I would mention would be the churches with my favorite saints, particularly the Church of Santa Maria sopra Minerva, which is where St. Catherine of Siena is buried, or most of her is buried. Her feast day was just recently, and that was actually the last church I got to visit before I left Rome to come back to the States. They had opened up just the back portion of the church because the whole thing is under renovations. It might collapse. I think Father Joseph mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. But they opened up just a small enough path for us to get to the tomb of St. Catherine. So I very much miss that church, the Church of the Jesu, where St. Francis Xavier is buried. And then I also miss my classmates from school, from the Angelicum. We've got classmates from all over the world, in particular the lay brothers, or the religious brothers from the Missionaries of Charity. So Mother Teresa's order has a male counterpart as well. And some of those brothers are really fantastic, and I really miss them.
Yes, and unfortunately, because they don't have lots of technology and things like that, they won't ever see this video. Oh, well. But we're praying for them. And that's the beautiful thing. Even when you guys are in Rome, you're connected to us back here through the great mystery of the mystical body of Christ, and we're praying for you, and we're united always at the altar. And now when you're back home, and it's good to see you here, you're still united with all of them there. Which is another thing about the saints too, right? We go and we pray at the tomb of a saint, and there's the dead body of that saint there. That church that Jacob was mentioning is one of my favorites. I used to stop in there almost every day. But St. Catherine actually isn't there. She's with God in heaven. But by connecting through an incarnational thing, we sense that greater spiritual connection. So, yeah, I get it. I miss all those. Every feast day in Rome is always a time to go and check out that saint and pray there. So, wonderful. So tell me, what about being home is, you were doing for a while online classes like at 2 a.m. or something like that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the first couple of weeks after we returned, the Angelicum, the university where we study, had insisted that we continue to attend online lectures during Rome time, which is about 1:30 to 4:30 a.m. For us. So there was about a week and a half, 2 weeks, even longer, but where I was just, you'd go to bed at about 7:30, 8 p.m., you'd wake up in the middle of the night. You'd have 2 to 4 hours of classes, burning the midnight oil. There was a lot of coffee consumed. Definitely, we're a house of coffee addicts now, I think. Since after we had 2 weeks for spring break during Holy Week and the octave of Easter, and since returning, we've been able to watch recorded lectures, which has been a huge blessing. I think everyone can learn a little bit better when the sun's out and it's not 2 a.m. All of our classes are either recorded lecture online, or the professor will just email us like a PDF of the notes that we need to read or suggested readings. So we're still able to keep up with our studies, and we're not going to lose any ground academically, which is a blessing. That was a concern at first when this was all happening. We're still able to stay on track and continue with that.
Okay, now, are these coffee addicts, are you coffee snobs? Is it Italian coffee that keeps you going? Or is it American coffee? I mean, we're on that spectrum from Sanka and Folgers on one end to Caribou and Starbucks to your Rome Tazza d'Oro or Sant'Eustachio. Where do you find your energy?
There's a broad spectrum in the house, I think. So we have Deacon Clayton Forner. He's going to be ordained a priest in a couple weeks, and he'll drink any coffee in any state of, it could be brewed yesterday and he'd microwave it and drink it again, and so there's the most open to any sort of coffee. And then there's I think myself and maybe even Bishop Cousins, our roommate, maybe like the little nicer things. We'll treat ourselves to some coffee that actually comes in beans and you actually grind it when you drink it. So and then we go Folgers too. So we have a broad spectrum of tastes, I guess.
Well, having a bishop in the house, certainly you get some perks that way, don't you?
A little bit.
Right. So now the seminarians here at Holy Family thought it was bad having me watching over them. The five guys from Rome have a bishop watching over them. So anyway. So, Jacob, tell us, what are you looking forward to about the summer? Classes are going to be ending in a few weeks. Have they told you, with all the strange things going on, what the summer might hold for you?
At this point, we're still waiting to hear what the summer could hold. With the coronavirus and everything being shut down, we can't really rely on anything to be as we expected, even within just a month or two away. So what I am looking forward to is not having school, just to have a bit more tranquility, although I really enjoy school, but to be able to engage Minnesota again, I guess, in a way that I haven't in 2 years. I don't know what that'll look like. One possibility is helping the Handmaids of the Heart of Jesus install flooring at their new convent over in Hopkins. Their convent is right next door to the rectory where we've been staying, and they need some help, and I'm willing to help. So we'll see if that's a possibility.
Oh no! Now you disclosed your secret location to all the millions of YouTube viewers on my channel. But those Handmaids of the Heart of Jesus, those are the sisters that are coming to work right here at Holy Family in just a couple months. So thank you for putting in some time and some sweat equity, as they call it, to make the convent ready for them. And Jacob's face might look familiar to you also because Jacob is an alumnus of Chesterton Academy, and so he used to come to daily Mass here at Holy Family when Chesterton Academy was doing that before he graduated. So, Well, thanks for being with us, guys. Know of our prayers for you and your studies, and you're always welcome here at Holy Family. I hope this has been a fun Friday fun video for you. God bless.